right? That goes live, right?
It does have live HDMI out.
Oh, does it stream like the...
It also streams to a phone, but it doesn't stream to... No, yeah. So what you do is you record it. Hello. And people can look around in the... So I'm going to post it on YouTube.
Let's go live.
Let's go live.
Get an HDMI out. We'll put that on the stream.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. NASA Mission Directorate head tomorrow. Yesterday, today, next on the new screensaver, Mark Millian, Laura Hodgson from The Next Web, and Patrick Beja from France. Hello, everybody. How are you?
Good.
Welcome.
How are you?
Where are you guys from?
Alabama.
Nice. And you're on vacation, or? Great. You having fun, I hope?
Yes, absolutely.
Good. When'd you get here?
Thursday.
Okay. So you've just begun your vacation. How long are you going to be out?
We're actually just out till tomorrow.
Oh, that's fun. That's like a
Yeah,
weekend, huh?
Long weekend out.
I like doing that.
Yeah.
I like doing it. Lisa and I like to do that if we can. So I'm recording this video. It's 360 degrees. So that means when I post it, you can look around. But if you put on Google Cardboard, you can see you guys. I hope you don't mind.
No.
And you can see Kim. And you can see my pumpkin. And you can look around. So that's going to be kind of interesting.
What does the live preview look like?
Well, I didn't. Well, I guess I could do it. Let me see. I have to get on. It's on Wi-Fi. I can actually show you, I think.
But you said it had wired HDMI.
It does, which I haven't plugged in, obviously.
So, but that's not going to give you 360, right?
Yeah, because where I'll show you here. In fact, you can see, I believe, if I get on my Wi-Fi here,
Well,
you
if I
can
plug
actually
into
see it.
HDMI display.
We have a mini converter.
Well, we could do that too, but you can also. This has Wi-Fi, and it's streaming via Wi-Fi, so you can see. The camera is busy. Can I see a live view? Maybe I can't see a live view on here. I guess not. I guess not. But I'll tell you what, I could stop recording and you could look at it. Do you want to try putting it? It's a mini HDMI on the bottom.
Yeah.
But it's recording right now. I don't want to do anything.
But it's on the bottom.
It's on the bottom, so we need
can't
the tripod. See?
Yeah, we can't do anything.
Does it have a quarter 20?
Yeah.
It has a mini HDMI out.
Yeah. That's
So then I presume it has live. I mean, why else would you do that? Unless it's just playback. I don't know if it's pass through or if Why do I have a picture of Liberace on the pumpkin behind me? That is a great question. Except that it's not Liberace.
It's Steve Allen.
It's me. It is immersive video. Well, it is VR also. It's not virtual reality. It's real reality. Yeah, immersive video, I guess. But I'll tell you what, I will post it on Facebook and YouTube, and you can see for yourself what it looks like for me in studio. We're about to begin in just a moment the radio program. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, so I should probably find out. In 88 seconds, I shall begin. See? So that you can look down and you can see that. That is my timer. Oops, you can't see it. So I stopped it. There, now you can see it. You can also see what a mess my office is. See, with a traditional video camera, I can crop the frame so everything looks nice and tidy. But when you have a 3D camera, first of all, you can see the back of my head, which is no picnic. Now, what is this, I wonder? Oh, these are my laptop drives. Good. They took their sweet time getting here. What the hell is that? Did I even order this? Oh, I know what these are. This isn't from me. Who is it from? This is from, I didn't order all these drives. Must have screwed up. Well, hey, how are you today? Leo Laporte here, the tech guy. Time to talk about tech, computers, you know, the internet, home theater, digital photography, smartphones, smart watches, all that jazz. I hold up my smartwatch, and the smartwatch salute, but I'm not wearing a smartwatch. So, but I can talk about them because I have them all. 8888 Ask Leo is the number. I guess really that's the bottom line of smartwatches. No big deal. I don't miss not having it on. 888-827-5536. That's toll free from anywhere in the U.S. or Canada. Yeah, the website techguylabs.com. Good to keep that in mind because that's a place where you can go to get anything I talk about, links and so forth. James is traveling right now. James DeRuffo, the guy who normally writes it down, so those links will appear on the website later in the day. And then after the show, we put audio and video up and stuff, and that's all free, and there's no sign-up. You can just go. It's techguylabs.com. So this was Back to the Future week, right? October 15th, no, 21st. October 21st, 2015 was the day that Marty and his girlfriend, Elizabeth Shue, I don't know what her movie name is, and Doc Brown flew into the future. For they went from 1985, they went ahead 30 years. Marty, your kids are in trouble, Marty. Great Scott, 1.21 gigawatts of power and 88 miles an hour. And Marty says to Doc Brown, remember he's got the Mr. Fusion in the back, and he says to Doc Brown, but Doc Brown, the road, how are we going to get to 88 miles? Marty, roads, where we're going, we don't need any roads. So one thing we know for sure, in 2015, there will be flying cars. No. Well, it's a comedy. I guess, no hoverboards. We have self-tying shoes, but I think really only because of the movie, Nike worked really hard on self-tying shoes. I don't think it's something anybody's going to want to run out and buy, but maybe you saw Michael J. Fox try those on Fallon. And that was kind of cool. What else don't we have? The Cubs are not going to win the World Series. I'm sorry. We thought we came close, but then no. There is a Miami baseball team. That was the thing that puzzled Marty more than anything else about 2015. Predictions are hard in technology. They really are. And it's not, that movie was probably not trying to actually predict the future. It was kind of a fun, comedic look at the future. But even people who seriously try to predict the future do a terrible job. It was October 23rd, 2001, that Apple launched the first iPod. And I'm looking at the Mac Rumors forum, because Mac Rumors, the website, was around 14 years ago, and people talking about the new iPod. And the general consensus is, what, is Apple crazy? Here's one. Pants being... Well, one thing we know, that internet snark has been around for at least 14 years. A guy named Pants in the forum says, oh, sounds very revolutionary to me. Hey, here's an idea, Apple. Rather than enter the world of gimmicks and toys, why don't you spend a little more time sorting out your pathetically expensive and junky server lineup? Oh yeah, there's the future, Apple. Or are you really aiming to become a glorified consumer gimmicks firm? Yeah, what a bad idea that would be. See, it's hard to predict the future. I can't believe all this hype for something so ridiculous. Who cares about an MP3 player? I want something new. I want them to think differently. Why would they do this? It's so wrong. It's so stupid, says Weezer X80. Oh wow, says, what a load of tripe. Gee, an MP3 player with a hard drive. How original. Well, of course, they were wrong. But, it's easy to get it wrong. Predicting the future is deucedly hard in technology. Who knew? Actually, I think those of us who had been covering MP3 players, and I had several by that time, I didn't get to go to the Apple event. My friend Jim Louderback went, and he came back with an iPod for me, the first iPod, which I still have sitting behind me. And I think, in my defense, I looked at it and said, boy, this is a step forward, because MP3 players are hard to use. They had terrible user interfaces. And here Apple put 1,000 songs in your pocket in a way that was easy and approachable. And you know what? And they announced iTunes, and I don't think this was. I think you could look at this, and some people, same with the iPad, would say, "Oh, that's stupid," and some people say, "Oh, that's great." What I don't think anybody said with the iPad is, "Oh, that's great for the next 5 years, and then tablets are out," which seems to be perhaps what's going on. Very hard to figure out the future in technology, especially. So I, for one. Don't ask me what I think the future is going to hold. Although, since you asked, I think one thing that's becoming pretty clear is the future. Big data is going to be a big part of our future. It's already a big part of our present. It's going to only get bigger. What is big data? Well, this is a term you will hear a lot about it if you haven't already. People in the computer and technology field are already talking about it. They have for a few years. See, what's happened is our data capacity, our data storage capacity has gone up. 5 gigs in your pocket was a big deal in 2001. I'm holding in my hand, I think, the equivalent of 4 terabytes of storage. And the idea of a petabyte of storage, 1,000 terabytes, is not so far-fetched. Many computer operating centers, network centers have many more petabytes than that. So big data means lots of storage and lots of processing power to crunch through that. And it's because of big data that in the last couple of years we've had to start worrying a little bit more about Big Brother. Because who has the biggest of big data? Well, governments, don't they? And don't forget that NASA and that's the NSA. I don't know what NASA's up to. NASA's budget is not as big as the National Security Agency. The National Security Agency has been building a massive data center in Utah. It is a data storage facility. And it goes along with something they've been doing, although lately maybe they've been told to turn this off, which is collecting all the electronic data that's traveling over the world's networks, your phone calls, your emails. Now, we won't look at it if you're not, a terrorist or a foreign national. If you're a United States citizen, we won't look at it now, but they are collecting it. Code name for this Utah data center is Bumblehive. It is designed to support, according to the U.S. security community, the intelligence community's efforts to monitor, strengthen, and protect the nation. Good. Like that, $1.5 billion, 1 million square foot facility with many, many petabytes of data storage. None of which would be important if you couldn't process it, but now you can. And it's not just government, although that's what scares me most. Google's doing it, and Facebook's doing it. Facebook just this week announced that you can now search all the public posts ever on Facebook. Did you know you couldn't before? You couldn't, because Facebook thought, well, those are kind of, those are people posting about their lives and stuff, and we probably shouldn't make that searchable. Well, it is now to anybody on Facebook. And Google will index it. Yes, Google's going to index all your Now remember, you can still post privately, but all the public stuff you put on Facebook will now be searchable. And this changes everything. Big data changes everything, because the knowledge you can get, good and bad, of what's going on is incredible. So remember that term big data, and keep your eye peeled for it, because more and more you're going to hear about the impact of big data on our lives, for good or ill. We're in that era. That's one thing I can predict, because it's happening. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Why did I get all these drives? What happened? What happened? All right, I'm going to stop this recording now.